If you have worked on on-premises environment, you might have worked with the Windows Server Active Directory, or this is also called as Active Directory Domain Service. Now this is a service which provide identity and access management for on-premises, for any physical or even virtual servers. Now when Microsoft moved to cloud, they launched another service, Azure Active Directory. And this service also provide identity and access management, but this is the cloud-based service. So Windows Server Active Directory is an on-premises environment for on-premises environment. Now both of these services do more or less the same thing. I mean, they are kind of same, but behind the scene, they are not exactly same. So what is the difference? So for example, Windows Server Active Directory for authentication use different protocols. It uses Kerberos or NTLM protocol. But Azure Active Directory is HTTP or HTTPS based service. So it cannot use Kerberos or NTLM. It uses SAML, WS Federation or OpenID. Now these protocols, this service Azure Active Directory use for authentication, and OAuth this use for authorization. Now if you see here, there are some users and groups, and these are kind of overlap between Windows Server Active Directory and Azure Active Directory. Actually what you can do, you can use Azure Active Directory Connect service. Using this service, you can have sync up between Windows Server Active Directory and Azure Active Directory. Now all the users who were here will also replicate in the Azure, and they both will be managed at the same time on both of these services together. If you make any change here, these changes will reflect in Azure Active Directory. Similarly, if you make any changes here, these changes will reflect in Windows Active Directory. So Azure AD Connect will keep both of these directories in sync. Now, in addition of that, Azure Active Directory has some extra features. For example, single sign-on, self-service password reset, or multi-factor authorization. Now, we are going to discuss most of these in upcoming lessons, but the point I'm trying to say here is, even though both of these services do the same thing, they provide identity and access management, but still, Azure Active Directory can do much more than Windows Active Directory. And behind the scene, it uses the different protocols. And there are a few other differences also. For example, Azure Active Directory has a flat structure. And in Windows Server, if you remember, we used to have OU, organization units kind of structure. So basically you can relate both of these services, but at the same time understand these both services are not exactly same. All right. Thank you for watching, and let me see you in the next.